just starting to leave camp now. As you can see, there it is. I just basically woke up when I felt like waking up today. I've got a 27k day. It is flattened down. I think I have ups tomorrow, so it's flattened down today. So 27, it's doable, so I didn't worry about getting up at 5 and doing what I've been doing lately. So I just got up, took my time. I was able to get the condensation under control on my tent, so did that this morning, got that organised. The tent is now, for the first time apart from day one, is in the bottom of the pack. So it's in the bottom, the food bag's in the bottom, so all the heavy stuff's down where it should be, and all the light stuff's up the top. And the pack, actually, I don't know if you can tell, it's so much lower. Yesterday when we were coming from Menace to here, it was above my head. I'd walk under a branch and then it would go bang on the branch behind me. Now it's definitely lower, so packing ability this morning was a lot better than middle of the day yesterday. So we're away now. Let's go do our 27. I checked last night. If I stick to my tent sites that I had planned them, I think last day is a 28. That's my biggest day. Otherwise I have two 27s, a 26 and a 21, I believe. So we'll see how we go. We'll play it by, well, we'll go that way at the moment by camps, but the 21, is there another one that's 10 down further? We'll see. I think I deserve a couple of light days, so maybe I will just take the 21 as a 21 and just get up later, leave later, still get there with plenty of sunlight. Maybe that's what I'll do. But today is 27 and it's to Lanky's campsite, I believe. The sun is up. Which is unusual for the first hour of my hiking. It's not usually up. So I don't think my puffy will stay in, my beanie will stay on for a giant amount of time this morning, but it's still 6 degrees in the valley here. It was 4 degrees this morning. I think that's probably as low as it got. It was definitely a warmer night here than it has been at most the other campsites for a good 3-4 days now. So I was warm, quite nice and toasty there. The only problem with Mundaroo campsite is it's on a hill, so getting a flat pitch is nigh on impossible. I picked a spot as flat as I possibly could, but still it wasn't flat. I know my head was lower than my feet, but that was probably a good thing. My feet probably needed to be elevated a bit higher than the rest of me for a little while. That's something I haven't mentioned. I haven't looked at my feet now for, when did we have that rainy day? So, when did I last get wet feet? That was the Mikalong day. So Yes, okay, since Thomas Boyd then, so the end of Thomas Boyd, that was the morning of day 6, when they're 11. It's been 5 days, and nothing's new. All of the blowdown starting early today. There's a lot of this. Probably the toughest ones are when the canopy comes down across the trail, not so much the trunk. This one's not too bad. Most of the canopy is missed. Oh, seems to be a common theme. There's actually a new tree down in Mundaroo campsite just to the side. It's a big boy came down there. Yeah, here we go. The amount of downed trees on the trail so far since the start has to be in the hundreds for sure. That's not exaggerating. There's definitely that. And then I'm coming across, I mean, oh, that's two just 200 meters out of camp. So these ones aren't too bad. We can deal with these. That's when the canopy and you have 100 branches in the way. That's the problem. Alright, looks a bit clear, doesn't it? Yay! Alright, so back to the feet. The feet I haven't checked since day 5. I taped them up, put on all the blister patches I needed to put on. Only one didn't have a blister patch because I didn't have a small one left. I did pick that up in my last resupply. Some more blister packs if I needed them, but they're the same. There's nothing new in the way of, oh, there's a new hot spot there or anything like that. The pain in the blisters are the same every day, so there's nothing different there. The taping, I check the taping each night. The taping's still in place and in good nick, so don't fix what ain't broke. So I'm just leaving them as they are. If I get wet feet, then of course I have to redo them, but well, that's an interesting term. Then I would redo them for sure, because everything would be peeling off and be no good, so I'd build them again. But it's unnecessary to peel the tape off each night and have another go. So if it's working, just leave it alone. So that's what I'm doing. So and the shoes are going well. I'm impressed with the Cascadiers, Brooks Cascadiers 17s. I think my feet would have been a lot of hell if I'd stuck with the Ultra Timps that I had. I liked the previous Timps, but looking back, I think even though I liked the shoe, I think the pain they put me through on the Great North Walk, I wouldn't have had that if I'd been in these Brooks already. So you're going to get blisters, doesn't matter what you're wearing, it's going to happen. I mean, I'm also using Creepers merino toe socks, so you know, even they, I mean, they are, oh. My only complaint in those is that I was able to put a hole in the big toe, I guess from driving downhill a fair bit on the first couple of days. But it's not big, that my hole, you know, it's only like a small hole, so it hasn't really affected the sock at all. But beyond that, the socks are magic. Merino, of course, doesn't cop up a stink like bloody polyester and whatnot, like my shirt here. So you know, all my merino products. I've got a couple here. Still smell like they just came out of the washing machine, so that's a welcome thing. But the merino socks, Creepers merino socks, are really good. I picked up 3 because I just wanted to test them out. Iningis are what I used to use all the time, but you know, I got monster blisters and issues from them on the last hike. I thought, okay, we'll give something else a go. And I think the Creepers are definitely better, so I'll definitely go back. Hopefully Creepers have more than any colour you like, as long as it's black. Hopefully they've got some more now, but even if black's my only option, I'll still get some. They're still pretty good sock. So all in all, I think my feet are holding up really well, considering what my feet go through generally in their day-to-day life, because there's a bit going on with them. They are doing really well with walking on this track. We are, I believe, 150 k's from the end, so we've done 300, 150 to go, so 2/3 out the way, and the feet holding up really well. Had a small niggle in the back of the right knee yesterday. I think that was just from the amount of up I was pushing at the end of the day, which was a big range we were going up, to then have it come back down again and steep down. I think just the change in stretch upset the knee, but it feels alright this morning. A blowdown on a bridge. Here we go. Let go of my pants, thank you. Up and under. There we go. Going up. Oh boy. That is a lot this morning. The day I did the Badong Falls and the Badong Hut down to Paddy's place, well, this is more serious, was the day of blowdowns for me. It was crazy. Had to have had near on 50-60 blowdowns that day. Wow, this is a big boy. But I'm hoping, thank you, I'm hoping this is not signs of things to come. Our issue here is the blackberries in the way too. So let's see how we get over here. Step into the blackberries, Matt. And you're unnecessarily holding on to me, Mr. Blackberry. Alright, I need to go. This is a bit crazy right here. Catch up. This is an impressive suspension bridge, purely just for a hiker. This is the best bridge on the walk so far. Amazing. Off the charts. Sorry, as a bridge person I'm a bit excited. I love suspension bridges out of all types of structures. I love the suspension. It is brand new too, and she's still the galvanizing protection still nice and shiny. What a gorgeous bridge. Oh, must be the middle here. It's the lowest point in the ropes. You can see through the floor. Oh, how swanky is this thing? You got torsion bars there. Stop this thing from trying to twist. One person can make a shimmer. Wow. Very impressive, very impressive. I don't see a plaque here. Well, it's a shame not to have had a plaque to say who put this together. I mean, it's the most impressive bridge on the trail so far. It'd be hard to beat. It'd be nice to see a plaque. Tell us who did this. end of day 11. I don't know. I just was not excited about it today. I actually got the first, guess the first 20 out the way really well. There's horrible descent down into the valley before that gorgeous suspension bridge, which you'll see in the video. There'll be a video of me going across it, very excited, and plenty of photos because it's a pretty bridge. But the descent out of the mountain to there was just horrible. My feet were pounded coming down that hill to the point that I had enough at that. I just didn't want it anymore. And I still had another 7 to go here. Apart from day 1 and 2, I had done no sealed road walking. And then today we walked along, this is Gingellic Creek, Lanky's Creek, sorry. We walked along Lanky's Creek. This is Lanky's here. So way downstream. So way downstream, we walked along it for, I don't know, 3.5, 4 kilometers. Where I saw 3 snakes. But I guess about 3 k's out from here, you pop up and you go onto Gingellic Road here that's behind us. During this you may hear cars because you can see the cars go past. We're that close to the road. It's basically just off the cut of the road. There's a cut down, and then to the creek, and there's this flat area, and that's where they put this slowly falling down shelter with somebody's chair, and that's it. So this has just found a flat space. I went, yep, we can have it here. One of the locals, guy lives just over there in train carriages. He said, yep, no, it's all good, mate, it's all here, go for it. But I was over before I got here. We had a 3k walk on Gingellic Road, and that's noisy. There's no shoulders, no nothing, and you're bashing along. And trucks come along there, you just want to get on the other side of the guardrail because whew, they are bolting past you. They don't even attempt to slow down while you're there. There's lots of firewood laying around here, but I cannot see for the life of me where anybody has had a fire pit here. I wouldn't have thought you could have one here, but there you go. Maybe people collected wood and then decided not to have a fire. I'm not sure. But I just wasn't in it today. Today was a 27k day and it felt like a 37k day. It was long. I think maybe the 38 and 1100 gain yesterday sort of beat me around a little bit. So we got here at 3, I think 3. That'd be about right. So, you know, got my essentials drying. Ugh, they are stinky. Here, I'll show you. Look at this. Check this out. This is my daily wear, everybody. Hey, how's that? Isn't that pretty? Hey, salt, crunchy salt. Oh, so gross. Excuse me. So I just think maybe yesterday took a bit out of me, more than I thought it had. I had trouble eating when I got to camp yesterday. I really had to fight to get my meal down, knowing I had to get my meal down. But it was just a struggle to eat. And today I wasn't really hungry either. I forced myself to eat up the top. And then coming into here, I really just took my gel just before I got onto the road, just so I had energy to get to here. That's all. But I didn't feel like eating anything, but I knew I needed the energy. I was starting to bonk, so I needed something. But it was just, I don't know, it's just a nothing day, so there really wasn't much to look at. Oh, at the start of the day where I left you at that blowdown, that was just the start. There was 5 kilometers of blowdowns, and there would have been 20 plus blowdowns in that 5 kilometers. It was crazy. It was such slow going to get over all that stuff. And you know, it got to the point that you'd turn a corner and you knew there was going to be one around the corner. Though, everywhere on that part of the track. But then after that, there was just logging trail, walking, and then the descent again. As I say, the descent out of that mountain, which was, you know, I wouldn't want to go up it or down it again. That was a horrible bit of track. Not Hume and Hovell's fault. It's just it's just a bad bit of track. There's not much they could do. I mean, they did work there. Where they've done trail maintenance, they've done really good trail maintenance, I've got to say. They've cleared the path wide, or they've remade the platforms, or they've actually, in the paddocks, because you can get lost. A lot of their pegs get knocked over by the cattle, so you can't see the next one. So they have taken to actually digging a sort of a channel, like a walking channel, on a lot of the properties, so that you don't get too lost. Because at that point in time, you're looking for stiles on fences and going, oh, that's where I got to go, and just beeline for the stile. So it wasn't bad. It was okay. This campsite is only a necessity. This is not one that I would have. I mean, it was in my original plan, but that's just because then the next one's 24 kilometers away tomorrow, something like that. So otherwise, there's really nothing here. This has got to be the worst. This has got to be the worst of them so far. Is this one here at Lanky's? The rest of them are all pretty nice. Minimal. They'll have one of those A-frame coverings, but there's always a picnic table underneath, and that's the first one that I haven't seen a picnic table. And they all have, you know, the iron fire pit somewhere, so you can use a fire pit if you want to. So yeah, this is the worst one so far that I've come across. But you know, it's all right. I set up right there, right next to the stream, so I can listen to the white noise tonight, the babbling of the brook. Last time I had that at Log Bridge Cabin, I slept like a baby, so he's hoping that happens again. And we got climb tomorrow. Climb. I think this is like our third. This will be like our third biggest climb. So we had Mount Wee Jasper, we had Budong Falls climb, and I think we've got this one. I don't know the name of this one yet. I haven't looked it up, but I think this is the next big climb. So that's tomorrow. Hopefully fairly early. I think I just go down the road about half a k, turn, and then you're into it. I think that's the case. So I would really be happy if I could have a go at it early, when, you know, I'm still wanting to go up the hill, where I don't want to do it at the end of the day. So, but that's the thing. Once I get up the top, that's it. It is literally downhill to Albury from that point in time. So there's nothing giant after that. There'll be climbs of 200 meters here and there, but that's fine. That's just a 45-minute, hour trudge. Pop over the top and away you go. And I think there's only a couple of those. So I think we just got to get up over the top. So today will be, the rest of the today will just be eat, because I have to eat. I've got to make a point of eating. Yeah, here's the white noise. Just eat and drink water, because I know I didn't drink enough water. I didn't even stop to filter water today. I'd filtered water at Mundaroo campsite, so all my bottles were full, and then that was last night, and I just left in the morning, and I didn't really drink, and I knew I hadn't been drinking. It wasn't until we were walking along this creek for the 4Ks. It was 27 degrees and I was really hot, and I started slaving on my water at that point in time. So I know I haven't drunk enough, so I have a bladder sitting there with this filter, And I have to say, I've always been a Sawyer fan, and I thought I'd give this Katadyn a go. I'm absolutely 50-50 between them. Its flow rate was spectacular when it started. Now using it with this knock bladder, which I use a knock bladder with a Sawyer as well, so the only difference is the end down here is way bigger to suit this. I think it's a 42 thread to fit this 42, whereas the Sawyer's the same as a soft drink bottle. So I'm still up in the arms. I think in the end this leaks here from here, so I've actually got to push, when I'm filtering I've got to push down in the bladder to get this to push down at the end here to then seal like a secondary seal, because it's squishy. It then seals on the outside edge here as well to stop it leaking, otherwise that leaks so much water. And it's like, how much of that unfiltered water, which is what it is going into my bottles if it's coming out that fast. So I'm not a fan of that. So, and you can't flush it, that's the other thing. I thought I'll try and flush this at Henry Angel's, because the fibers in there, because it uses these microtube fibers which only have like a 0.05 micron hole in them to let the water through. That's big enough, that's small enough to then capture all the bacteria and the sediment, right? But you need to be able to rinse it. I mean, their whole thing is, you just shake it in the water. That doesn't work. You need to be able to force water back into those fibers and basically blow everything away from the fiber itself in the reverse direction, right? Sawyer does that because Sawyer is fully encased, so you can actually just use a water bottle like that, turn it inside out, and just squeeze back the other way, back in the reverse direction, and it'll blow the gunk out the other end. And that Sawyer actually gives you a syringe, which actually does it really well. But on the last one, the Great North Walk, there was so much sedimentation that I had to nearly always backflush my Sawyer after every bottle. So if I was doing 2 bottles, I had to backflush with the first one to be able to get the second one done. When I got this, I thought there'd be none of that, right? But its rate's okay. Its rate was super fast before. It was like, oh my gosh, it's like turning a tap on. Now it's dying off, and I can see the fibers are browning, so I can't. I would say that, look, it'll almost have run its race by the time we get to the end of this. Well, there's Pete the crazy man. Looks like he's going to come down here and talk to us. Alright, I'll catch these later, guys. See you later. Bye. So I think its lifespan's not as long as a Sawyer. Sawyer's, like 1,000 flushes. I think Katadyn's maybe a quarter of that. And I'm starting to see with the lack of ability to back flush it, which will prolong its life because you are getting rid of the sedimentation. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I think on my next trip I will probably get myself, I have Sawyers, I have the mini. Don't waste your time. The macro is good if you are going to be in places that have like low sedimentation area, right? So it would have done well here because there's not that much sedimentation really. It's quite light on, so it would have done well here. So the macro would have worked nicely. But then the proper full Sawyer, I don't know, I'll just go back to that. I think my next one, that's probably what I'll do, because I'd like to see its ability on my next long walk compared to what this did here. It won't leak around the top like this is doing. That's really annoying me. So I may go back to the Sawyer. I mean, I have the big Sawyer as well, but I'd probably get a new one just for the walk, so I had something that was set You've always got to season them first. That's the thing. Even the catadine needs to be seasoned first, which means you need to put water through it and have the membranes wet before you head out. Because if you don't, and you get out to site with a dry filter, it's nearly impossible to get water to go through them. So all my filters, all the time before I go out, with catadine, I just had to sit it in a sink and let it soak water. With the Sawyers, I actually back flush water back through them, not try and get water in, because they just struggle. But if you back flush through, they accept it, because you're putting it through with force, and then it's seasoned and it's ready to go. So when you head out, you know, a day or two later, it's still wet inside and it just filters straight away. You're not fighting it. So but that may be what I do. But yes, so the rest of the day is just going to be eat and drink and lay about. I plan on laying about really early, just laying still, doing nothing, propping my feet up, and probably eating some Nurofen, because my feet are absolutely horrendous today. I haven't taken one today, but I think I'll be taking one before I go to bed. And that'll be it. Hopefully I wake up with a bit more perk than I did today, and more energy as I get going. I really tapered off quickly today. I started well, but I tapered really quickly today. I can't taper tomorrow because I've got to get up this mountain, and then I need to get to the next campsite, which is 22. Saving grace is 5 less than today, but I think it's got something like 700 meters. There's a 700, 800 meter climb involved, so we shall see. Anyway, quite a weird, crazy rambling today, so before I continue, we'll call it there, eh? Right, as the sun's just about to dip. Alright, catch you guys, see ya.